So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today about your character in Disney's Frozen.
I recognize that.
You play this little guy here. He's a lovable, adorable, and hilarious talking snowman.
Thank you.
How did you come up with the inspiration to create the voice behind this little guy?
Well, I wanted to capture the essence of what it would be like to be a kid. You know, he represents pure innocence, joy, optimism, and there isn't even an ounce of cynicism to him whatsoever. And so I really played around with what does that kind of purity sound like? And it was something that I kind of connected to my inner child.
That's awesome. The film is kind of based on the Hans Christian Andersen, The Snow Queen, which doesn't have a talking snowman.
It does not have a talking. It doesn't have a lot of things in that Frozen does.
Some fillers.
But I think that the beauty of this movie is that it takes kind of those age-old fairy tales and it puts a new spin on them so that it embodies the traditional aspects of it with a very modern flair. And some of those themes of true love and, you know, the nature of friendship and all of that, it's told in a completely fresh and unique way with many surprises along the way.
And what does the addition of this guy in particular do you think?
Well, I think that he represents, you know, he was created by these two sisters at a time in their lives when the future was ripe with possibilities. And so he's kind of that connective tissue as they grow up and they deal with major hardship to their childhood and to the purity of that love that they had for each other. And he remains the same child that they were, even though they've both grown up.
Right, right. There's a lot of Broadway kind of influence in this.
Yes,
a lot of team members who have experience with musical theater, like you. How did your experience with Book of Mormons really help with this?
Well, it helped that I got to experience the composer beforehand, and Bobby Lopez, and, you know, of course, his wife Kristen worked on this as well, and the two of them are so brilliant because the idea of doing a song by a snowman about his love for summer is just, to this day, it's still like, how did they even come up with that?
Very unique.
But it definitely helps. I appreciate the fact that, especially at a time when so many animated movies kind of exploit superstars first and foremost over necessarily being the right fit for these roles, Disney in this movie really just plucked the right voices for each of these characters. And in terms of the music, you can't fake it with these songs. You have to really go there. And people like Idina Menzel and Kristen Bell and, you know, the entire cast for that matter, they've all had experience singing on a stage for 8 shows a week. Yeah. So they're not going to kind of skirt by it.
Right, exactly. Olaf loves summer.
Yes, he does.
He's also quite comfortable with the cold. He's made of snow. What about you? Are you a summer
I'm
or
not
a
made
winter?
of snow. I'm made of flesh, much like yourself. I grew up in Florida, so I'm kind of the opposite of Olaf. I'm kind of a summer guy who loves winter.
Oh, perfect.
Love winter.
So you're digging the weather we're having right now.
This is a little obscene to me. This is a little harsh, but I generally like it like a balmy 30 degrees. This is like, it feels like 15 outside.
Yeah,
That's kind of my limit.
A little chilly. Last question.
Yes.
What is your favorite Disney movie of all time?
Probably Aladdin. I love Aladdin. But it's a close tie with Lion King.
Those are both very good films.
Yeah.
So good job.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
So good to meet you.